Hey, next on the MARR Army Rock Show, we are happy to have Manuel Knox with us. Manuel is the vocalist of Living Dead Stars. Their self-titled record came out on April 3rd. Manuel, welcome to the show. I'm so glad to talk to you.
Hi. Hey, how you doing?
So, hey, I'm kind of new to your band a little bit, and I think some of our listeners might be. So give us a little bit of the history of your band and kind of tell me, I know you started in London. You're based in LA now. Tell us about that journey.
Yeah, well, okay. I founded the band in London back in 2016 with a bunch of guys that I basically found on the internet, and I just always wanted to form like a global thing, like a band, that's touring the States, touring Europe, everywhere. And well, I got together with those guys, and we were recording first record in England, and after that we got some tour offers, and unfortunately the whole band left me like overnight. They just say that they can't do it, they're not capable of doing it, they have different plans now. So from one day to the other they all left me hanging, basically.
Oh my.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that made me kind of angry. Yeah.
So you land in. Tell me about the decision to be based out of LA. Was that purely economic? Was it band driven? Is it market wise a good decision?
Well, I'll tell you. I had this set up in England, and then it didn't work out. So I had my solo project, which I toured all over Europe and the UK. And while I was touring with that project, I met this guy called Spencer J. Conley, which is the guitarist of Living Dead Stars. And he's from LA. So we started talking, and we found out we have the same taste of music that we like, the same artists that we adore. It was kind of a match between me and him. So I told him, hey, look, if we reboot this band over in the States? And he was like, this is crazy. I was like, yeah, it is crazy, but I'm a crazy person, so let's give it a shot. And then he was like, all right, let's do that. So we wrote the record. I flew over to LA. We recorded the album. We shot a bunch of music videos, and then we played the tour in the States, and Living Dead Stars was born.
So, hey, I mentioned at the start the record came out on April 3rd. Tell us a little bit of the process of making that record. Where was it recorded, and who was your producer?
It was self-produced by me and Spencer. So we don't have any producers on this record, which we're quite proud of, because, this is purely just, me and him.
Yeah.
And our engineer was Steve Allman, which is known for his work with Metallica, Lemmy, Korn, and Deftones.
Oh, wow.
Our mixing engineer was CD over at Atlantic Records. And we recorded at Echo Bar Studios in North Hollywood, which is a fucking amazing studio. So, we had everything there.
So, as I was listening to the record, and I made my way through the whole record more than one time today, and to me, the album kind of has a concept album feel to it, but sometimes I read too much into that. Are the songs interconnected, or do they tell a story of some kind?
Well, I think every song of the record tells its own story, but in some weird way they are connected to each other. It's about the ups and downs in life, basically about this band, flying over to LA, getting this band done. Before that, when we were in England, everything was falling apart. I was by myself. So, for example, Through the Fire is one of the songs. It's basically about those ups and downs in life. And, so it kind of really is about my life and Spencer's life together. So situations that we've been through and situations we had to get along with, and basically that, yeah.
So I was drawn a little bit to the song In Pieces as I was going through things today, and it looks like you had Max from Falling in Reverse in there. Tell us how that collaboration came together.
Well, basically easy. I asked him if he would want to be part of that.
It's that simple, huh?
Could you send the song over? Could you send the song over? And I sent it over, and he's like, "Well, that's really cool." So I see myself doing that. So and then I was like, "Okay, if you want to come with us to the studio and record that, would you also want to shoot the music video for that?" And he was like, "Yeah, all right, let's do a music video for that as well. So I mean, that helped us a lot, and I hope it boosts the release the way we wanted to.
Now, did you guys know each other before that, or was this the kind of thing where you shared music over the internet? Are you friends or
only over Facebook, really?
Wow.
So Facebook connected the whole thing, and then we got along pretty well. And that was before he was in Falling Reverse. And and then, I mean, we're just happy with the record. I mean, the solo is kick-ass that he played over there. And we're happy with the song because I think it shows a different side of the band also style-wise.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
And I noticed that today in watching the music video to that tune. Tell me a little bit about there is it for folks listening. You can go out there on YouTube, and there is a music video for In Pieces. Tell us about the making of that.
Well, Eric 13, my video producer, which also produced our first music video, Redeem Ourselves, that we shot in the middle of nowhere in the desert, the Mojave Desert. That was the name of it. I just asked him, like, hey, look, I want a dark video, and I want it to be that we're in a separate room, because the idea of the song is kind of like asking Alexandria's alone in a room, that I'm sitting there by myself, separate from the others, and thinking out loud how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to go through that. You know, what else has to be broken? What else has to break before I find the strength to stand up again and get back up again? And then he said, like, I really like the idea, and I really like dark stuff, and it's just doing really well with a few of his produced films. So I told him, let's get something dark to it. This is why we shot it in a really dark place. So you can see in the video that it's shot like in very dark places.
Yeah.
So it gives the kind of feeling of like hopelessness, and at the other end, like the way out of it. So one of the lines is like, how many times should I stand up again? How many times until I drown in the rain, which is like, how many times can you do that? How many times can you stand up before you finally decide that it's too much? And this is also, again, about what I've been through with this band so far, because there's so many things that happened.
Well, it's a cool video, man. Folks can check that on YouTube. That's the video for In Pieces. I always like to pick a favorite off a record and ask the artist about it on these. And I think my favorite, and I think other people might agree with me maybe on this one, but Nightmare is probably my favorite song. So tell me a little bit more about that song. And is it a fan favorite so far?
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, Nightmare was one of the first songs that I wrote with Living Dead Stars back when it was a London thing. And then we rebooted the song because Spencer heard it and he was like, this is cool, let's work on that. And I said, all right, let's just go ahead. The thing about Nightmare is basically, okay, I'm a very dark person. I like dark stuff, dark clothes. You know, I'm a little bit into this dark side of life. So Nightmare is about the nightmares that I've been through. Also in the land of dreams, but also like in the daily life, just the things that happen to you, right? So this is Nightmare.
Well, it's a cool tune, and I'm getting the sense in looking at the online presence, a lot of other people are digging that tune as well, so that's a good one. Now, hey, I guess, you know, I'm sitting here in Pennsylvania in quarantine. The coronavirus seems to hit everybody. I guess, unfortunately, tour life kind of got hit for you guys as well, didn't it, with coronavirus?
Well, first of all, I don't want to moan about that because we are all in the same situation. So we're all sitting in the same boat. It doesn't help to say, yeah, we're really sad that happened. Of course we are sad, but you know, the whole world is like that. And when I'm looking over to New York City right now, then I see that there's more important things in life than live music right now. But yeah, it hit us pretty bad. It was like we were lucky to finish our UK tour. We played a 20-day UK tour, which was really amazing. And after that, we were off to France, which is a show we played as well. And then we were off to Austria, and that was the last show. So the day after that show, the government kind of decided that they shut down the venues of like 1,500 more people. And then we already knew, all right, this is going to be tough that we can keep up playing the Anvil tour. And then it got canceled. And then everything was actually almost like, we were almost shocked a little bit because the thing got canceled, and then things got worse for us because we had to try to get all our members back to the US, and like that was so. Mike and Spencer literally got like the last plane out of the country. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it back to the States. So that was quite tough. But yeah, this is life. This is the situation right now. It will get better, and we all sitting in the same boat.
Now, you did some cool things online. I'm going to ask you about two of them. And the first one is, I noticed you did a Rise Against, basically, performance acoustically. So what inspired you to do specifically a Rise Against acoustic show?
Well, I got to say, when I became a musician, and say I want to do this for a living, there was one band that was really important for me. That was Rise Against. Back then it was for the music, and now it's for the lyrics. I think there's only one band out there, and it's them, that really transports the feeling and like emotions on the topics that are really necessary. This is just Rise Against, and I really love them. I really love the lyrics. I really love the topics of the songs. So some of the songs in Reliving Dead Stars that you can hear are highly influenced by Rise Against when it comes to the lyric and it comes to the way of that he's writing the song, because Tim is just an amazing songwriter. So, and I had a lot of fan requests from fans over in on the Facebook page, because they said, I started doing this quarantine sessions because it was like we all sitting at home now, so I just wanted to give something back to the people, like that they have something to do other than sitting at home and watching the news and getting frustrated. So I felt like, all right, you know what, let's do quarantine sessions. So I started doing this every day at 6 p.m. I put on my computer and my guitar, because I'm in lockdown here, right? I can't go to my studio, so I just told them up front, it won't sound perfect, but this is what it is. So, and I asked them, look, drop me any song and I'm gonna play it to you. So without practicing, without anything, I had two computers there. On the left side was Ultimate Guitar, and on the right side was my computer running streaming basically the live video, and I just told them, hey, look, tell me some song, I'm gonna play it to you. And there were so many requests for me to play Rise Against songs that I thought I'm gonna do a special season about that, doing exclusively just Rise Against songs, and it turned out pretty well, so people loved it.
Now, it still lives over there on your Facebook page, so if people are listening to this and they want to go watch it, it's archived over there on the Living Dead Stars Facebook page. Just scroll down a little bit, you can see it. So another interesting thing over there, and I fancy myself to be a cook here at home as well, was a cooking tutorial. Why don't you tell us what you made online for everyone?
Okay, well, I got hit up by Brutally Delicious, which is a format actually for exactly those things. Like, you cook something and other people watch you cooking. But the thing is, like, you have to be a band member. You have to be in some sort of band. And those guys from Brutally Delicious hit me up and said, like, hey, would you want to do something for us? And I was like, is this a joke? Because everybody knows that I'm a really awful cook, like, hands down. I mean, I nearly set a tour bus on fire, and just for cooking. So I'm one of those guys that burns water, like, literally. And then I felt like if they come up with the request of me having to cook something, this must be a joke. So I felt like, okay, in these hard times that we live right now, I'm gonna give you something to laugh about. So I just cooked a dish that you can't burn, basically. So I wasn't messing up the kitchen, so that was good. So I decided to cook nothing, which, yeah, you saw the video.
Yeah,
I think I should do too.
People should go check it out. It's a good laugh during these times, and it was enjoyable to watch. So, man, I've enjoyed talking to you a whole lot. Now, for people, a lot of people wondering what's the best thing we can do to support your band right now? Is it streaming your tunes? Is it buying merch? Like, what's going to help you guys out the most right now at this point in time?
Right now, it would be probably buying merch, sharing our music video, and following us on Facebook, on social medias, because like, most of the outlets that we're using right now since we dropped the album are actually on lockdown. So, like, the big media outlets are not much of a help right now because they're not in service. And so please just take our record, share it, show it to your friends, get back to us, talk to me, because I have time.
Well, hey, man, one last thing before I let you go. Where's the best place? Where do you want people to go? What are your socials? The best place for people to find you and keep an eye on you guys?
It's going to be Facebook, Instagram, and as far as streaming goes, every streaming platform in the world. So if you're Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, we're everywhere.
So, hey, Manuel Knox, man, I appreciated talking to you. I've had a good time getting to know you and getting to know your music as well. They are Living Dead Stars based out of LA. Their brand new self-titled record was released on April the 3rd. You can pick that up right now on your favorite digital outlets. Manuel, man, thanks so much for being with us here today.
Thanks for having me.